What's up, everybody? Well, got my gear finally out, so I might as well just get right down to it on this super simple, effective rig that I like to use pretty much always. So yeah, I'll just get right down to it. Start with the hooks here. I just stick with the triple threat Whisker Seeker hybrids. I go with the number 8 or the 8 odds. Always had good luck with that size. But besides that, I mean, this hook is pretty awesome. I mean, you got other options than just setting the hook. You can let your rod preload and let the fish do all the work, and you just start reeling it in, which I kind of like to do. I just let her preload and then I just start cranking down, and usually have really good success with that. So yeah, the 8 odd triple threat, that's what I run. People also, I've heard people say that the hooks get dull really quick on these hooks, but when I run these, I'm running on a lot of rocks and stuff like that, so they're gonna get dull no matter what. I've never had a hook come to me dull. It's just, yeah, running on the rocks. But just pick up one of these guys. I mean, no matter what hook you're using, always have a sharpener, and you'll get a lot of uses out of just one hook. That is, if you don't snag up or anything like that and lose it. But yeah, then we can go down to the leader, which I think is the most important part of this rig. The length. Typically I'll run it about 12 to, I don't know, 16 inches. This one's probably around 15 inches or 16 inches, right at the max I like to do. Typically never go over that size for the fact that you just have more issues or things you could run into as your bait can wander into places you don't want it to if it's too long, and if it's too short, your bait's just going to be kind of locked down right next to your sinker, and it ain't going to move very much anywhere to really not get any of that action you're looking for. And I like to run these guys, the Rattle. This is the version 2. Specifically, I'm pretty sure it's made for rivers, just the way it's designed for the current. And as it's in the current, it's going to be catching that current and spinning, and then causing the rattling. If you use these a lot, like this one right here, this one's still from last year. They kind of get gunked up inside, so I usually just kind of soak them in warm water and then dry them out real good, and then they're back to normal. I'll throw some of these Whisker Seeker beads on here. These are just like the optic beads, I think they call them, 10 millimeter in size. I'll typically run just 3 of them, keep this thing up above this hook a little bit. More of like a safety thing, or a kind of, so when a fish comes and hits it, that rattle isn't just right here where it could maybe potentially knock it from actually getting the hooks that you want. This way it's up here, it can get a nice mouthful of bluegill, and you got a better chance on getting that guy in. As far as the thickness of this leader, I just typically run this mono leader from Whisker Seekers. This is a 60-pound test. There's other routes you can go. Doesn't need to be that. This guy, I got this 50-pound at Walmart a while back when I ran out and I had to run somewhere and grab some. I found this for like $1.50. I'm like, we'll give it a go, and I still use this stuff all the time too. Works just as well. I think it's 10 pounds lighter, so. But never had an issue with it snapping or anything like that on a fish or whatever. So yeah, you can go a little bit more expensive, or you can, pay a little less and get about the same amount of performance out of it. As far as above the leader, I just run these. They're like a little heavy-duty swivel, like a 160-pound swivel, and then I will run another bead above the swivel, which this is a little bit different one. I got these off of Amazon. You can get like a pack of 200 of these guys for like $8 or so. Comes in a big pack like this. These are like glow-in-the-dark ones, but I really like these on top because they're like a rubber instead of this Whisker Seek one's just kind of a hard plastic. And what I like about it on the top of your swivel and your knot here is it kind of will cinch right on your knot, and it kind of just keeps it protected, and it usually will just stay there. It won't really move around. And like these plastic ones, they'll move freely. They don't plant like this does. And when you got your sinker slider on there and it's bouncing back and forth and it's constantly bashing on your knot, I think this way is the way to go. Kind of just stationary, goes over your knot. It's not always bumping on it. And yeah, this right here, this is a sinker slider, Whisker Seekers. Probably one of the best things I like on my rig. It's super convenient. You don't need to tie your knot or retie. It's just slide. You just make loops and they slide through each clip here, and it just sits on there, and throw your weight on there and you're good to go and huck her out. Need to switch your weights quick. It's nice and quick and easy. Just unclip it, throw a different weight on, and you're ready to go. I usually just typically never really take these off. I'll just keep them on my line, just take the sinkers off. And like I said, yeah, I run coin sinkers with these. You can run other types that fit around these clips, but these ones work typically the best. As far as weight wise, I will stick with 4s, unless the river's high, current's faster. Maybe I'll throw on a 5 or a 6, but typically I start with these 4s and see how that works for a few hours, and if I need to change it, I'll change it. But yeah, so that's really it for this super crazy simple rig, but it has caught me tons of flatheads last year and the year before, and I've been probably going to stick to it again this year and hope for the same luck. But that's about it. There was someone talking about trying to figure out a way to elevate your bait so it's not sitting on the bottom. And I kind of last year was experimenting, and I found these guys on Amazon. And buy a pack of them. Yeah, these are 3-inch. They make all different sizes, 1-inch, 2-inch, whatever. But yeah, if you want to get your bait up a foot, just set this guy wherever you need to get it to float up there. And then you have your sinker down here. You might have to run a little bit longer leader depending on how you want your bait to sit. Works pretty good on rivers, as it will keep it up elevated, but it won't get your line all wrapped up. I don't know about lakes on running live bait with these, because you're just kind of stationary. There's no current or anything to kind of keep your bait away from the line, but I'm assuming you do the same thing. You might run into your line tangling a little bit more easier, but I don't really have experience. I just pretty much fish rivers. I fish lakes once in a while for channels, but that's all just cut bait or whatnot, so not live bait. But yeah, that's it. Whisker Seekers triple threat 8-odd hybrid. Whisker Seeker beads. Get those if you want. Get the Rattle. This is kind of an option if you want it. I mean, you don't need this. I just have good faith in this. I've done experiments, and without and with at the same time, and this one's always outperformed. So think about it, trust it. Get your mono, 60 pound, 50 pound. Get some nice heavy duty swivels. Hit up Amazon, get some rubber beads for your top here, for your knot protection. And most importantly, get some sinker sliders. They work great. And yeah, if you want, braid, I use 80 pound. This is not Whisker Seekers. I did have that. I had some issues with fraying. So I looked for a cheaper option, and I found this stuff on Amazon. This is 500 yards of 80 pound, and I got it for like 12 bucks. Kind of cute. I was just kind of skeptical about buying it, but I said, let's just do it, and I used it all season and hadn't had any snap offs or anything like that. No fraying too much compared to the Whisker Seekers, which had kind of an issue. But yeah, this stuff is, for bang for your buck, this stuff works really good. Reaction tackle, check it out. So yep, that's it. Let me go over one more time here. Triple threat 8-odd Whisker Seeker. If you want to get the beads, you can get those on Whisker Seeker along with the Rattles. 50 to 60 pound mono, and then get some heavy duty swivels, another bead on top, and your sinker slider, and of course get some weights. And that's about it. Hope you guys catch something. Good luck.